let's go to what these fireflies are and what they're doing. So let's look down here at our table. We're going to be using option 3s because they are a triangle unit. And we're going to be using option 4s. Now, most of the time you're going to be using option 4s for your fireflies, but sometimes that little flying goose comes in there and he's going to be the best buddy you ever had because he is going to do something for you that nobody else has ever done. And he's going to help you change directions when you have a bunch of half square triangles in a row. Okay, so what you need for fireflies is you need this option 3 not cut. So you need it like this. Do not cut it. That's what you need for the flying geese. And on half square triangles, you don't want the individuals, just like we didn't want the individuals, we want it cut one time. So normally we come in here and we cut, but now for firefly, we're only going to cut one time. We want these. Okay, so here you have, like if you look at a flying goose, see how you have that 1/4 of an inch at the top and bottom and the 2-step on the corners? You have a rectangle, and that's a flying goose. Now, when you cut your half square triangles in half one time, it's not a flying goose. It is a rectangle, but it is not a flying goose. See, you don't have that 1/4 of an inch at the top because we're going to come in here and cut this, and you're going to get the half square triangles that you need for your quilt. But what we do with the firefly, we'll come back to our little flying goose here in a minute. So for the firefly, do not cut your flying geese in half and only cut your half square triangles in half one time. So look, now you're going to come in here and you're going to sew these fireflies together, and you can sew up to 5 of them together in a row. You can put more than 5, but you need to work with them in groups of 5 or less. So anywhere from 2 to 5 you can put together. Now, because we did this 2-step trim, when you come in and sew these together, see that blunted edge right there where you did your seam? And that is your magical seam allowance. Let me see if I can find my little. So when you sew these together, you should come back in here and you should be able to measure, and that needs to be a half an inch because you need a 1/4 of an inch on this tip and you need a 1/4 of an inch on this tip. Because when you have these sewn together for however many that you need, then you're going to come in here and cut them apart. So I'm going to use my ruler and see this. See when you look at the edge of your ruler, see that first line is a 1/4 of an inch line. We use that all the time to square up.
That's the original ruler?
This is the mini, but the original has it. Where's my original? So my mini ruler has it on a long side and a short side. And my original has it on 3 sides. It has it over here. It has it down here, that 1/4 of an inch, and here. So either one. And then, of course, your grande has a 1/4 of an inch also. So see those 1/4 of an inch lines that go along the outside edge? That's what you want to use. Because we talked about how this is a half an inch in here. So we want to use that 1/4 of an inch line. So the edge of the ruler goes right through that point. Your 1/4 of an inch line goes right there on that point, and it should leave a half an inch on each side if your seam, when you sewed these together, was correct. So then you cut that in half. Now I don't want to cut it yet because it's the only one I have sewn. I'll come back to it, but let's look at